Namaste, welcome to Arthaniti. In this Friday's episode, I am going to focus my attention on a business case study every Friday and the lessons that we as individual investors can learn from these case studies. Well, today my focus is going to be on the cost saving techniques adopted by Toyota and what we can learn from Toyota of cost saving strategies that we can implement in our daily lives. First part of the video, I will tell you about the cost saving strategies that Toyota implemented, and in the second part, how we can replicate them in our daily lives. Okay, let's start now. Okay, now these techniques that I am going to tell you about were first mentioned in the book The Toyota Way. It was written by an author, Jeffrey Liker. Now, in the 1970s, Toyota faced intense competition not only from its Japanese competitors or Japanese car manufacturers, but also from European and American counterparts. Now, to stay in business, they had to think out of the box. It is not out of thin air that Toyota has become one of the largest auto companies in the world. Correct? There was a lot of thought and process that went into in making Toyota what it is today, getting into the minute details of things and doing away with unnecessary practices that were followed was what Toyota achieved. Correct. Now, in his book, Jeffrey Liker specifically mentions some unique cost saving techniques that Toyota had implemented. The first of this technique was called just in time. Now, if you are from a management background, you would have heard of this term during your management studies. Correct. But for those all of those who are not from a management background, let me tell you what just in time is. Well, just in time, as the name suggests, is to produce or to manufacture the exact number of units or cars that are needed at a given point of time. Okay, do not produce in excess, do not procure in excess, just procure material that is needed to manufacture the exact number of cars that the company needs at a given point of time. Correct. So this needed a good understanding of the demand in the market, a good understanding of the supply that was available for the raw material needed to build the cars. Correct. Because of this just in time technique, what happened was Toyota was able to save a lot on its inventory cost. Correct. It also saved them a lot of space which went into storage of these raw materials as well as manufactured cars when they implemented this just in time technique. So it effectively increased their efficiency. The second technique, the cost saving technique that Toyota followed, was the term named Kaizen. Now, again, a very well known name or terminology in management circles, but what Kaizen means is continuous improvement. You cannot just sit on what you have thought of as a process and think of it to help you achieve your results in the changing environment that you work in. Correct. So continuous improvement of practices, of the way ordering is done, of the way manufacturing is taking place, going into the minute details of what is adding to cost, what is adding to time, and but not adding any value to your final product. Correct. Going into those details is what Kaizen is all about. Because of Kaizen, what happened is Toyota was able to evaluate and improve every minute details of their manufacturing line. Correct. It helped Toyota to reduce waste, save time, increase the quality of their products, and which in turn helped them to reduce cost. Correct. So Kaizen was a technique, one more, the second technique that they very effectively implemented. As I told you, Kaizen stands for continuous improvement. The third cost saving strategy that they very successfully implemented was employee engagement and empowerment. See, normally in a business, what happens is there is a hierarchy and decision making is often concentrated at the top. But what needs to be changed, what can happen if a particular process is tweaked in a certain way, can be suggested only by the person at the bottom who is actually using hands to do the work. Correct. I often tell my students of this very interesting example which happened in Mumbai. All of us are aware that every rainy season, Mumbai is flooded with rainwater. Now, the BMC, the Bombay Municipal Corporation, ordered a particular machine which for draining out the excess water and so that the water is drained from the city into the ocean. Now, the machine was so heavy once it was placed near the shore, and it had to be lowered at the base of the ocean. The machine was so heavy, there was no way that they were able to place the machine at the bottom of the ocean near the shore. Now, the engineers from the company where the machine was ordered came, they did brainstorming. The BMC engineers chipped in, but no solution was found for a week, 10 days. That's when BMC decided that it was a futile effort and they had no other option but to send the machine back. Right now, lot of investment, lot of traveling cost was already incurred, but the machine, to serve the purpose for which it was purchased, would not have been possible unless and until the machine was lowered into the sea. Correct. That's when the people who were actually on the job, right, that BMC workers, yeah, who were actually on the job, suggested that the best way to lower the machine, which even the heaviest of cranes was not able to do, was to place it on a thick piece of ice and what do I say? Just push it into the ocean. As and when the ice melts, the machine will automatically go down. And telling you frankly, this is what was actually done, and the machine was set into that particular place where it was supposed to be set. Now, see, unless and until you are on the job day in and day out, and you know the minute nuances about how a particular thing works, yes, you will not be able to suggest change. So, concentrating power only on the top is not the solution all the time. It needs what do I say, an effort from everybody involved in the process. So, that's what Toyota did. They introduced employee engagement, where employee at the lowermost level was also able to give suggestions about improving the way the work is conducted. And that is how they not only achieved increased employee morale, but some unique improvements in their manufacturing processes. Right. So these were the three prominent strategies that Jeffrey Liker mentioned in his book, The Toyota Way. Now, coming to the second part of this video, how do we as individuals implement these strategies in our daily lives so as to effectively save cost? Now, inflation is a phenomena that all of us have to deal with day in and day out. So how do you how do you face inflation, especially when the incomes are not rising in the same ratio as the inflation rates are? Well, one of the most effective ways is to cut cost. But what do you do? Where do you cut cost? Well, follow these techniques that I told you about, just in time. Yeah, the first technique, just in time, how can that be implemented in our lives? Well, think about what groceries you buy, what articles that you buy in your house, and how often are you using it? Is it so that you buy some stuff from the market and it is lying in your house for ages without it being used, or something that you use only once or twice and you still end up buying it? Well, at times like these, when cost cutting is prominently on top of your head, you should do away with such purchases. Cut out the unnecessary purchases, correct? You can also streamline your workflow, in the sense, see what happens is, if you small things, but it matters, right? Now if you have to, especially in a city like a crowded city, if you are staying in a crowded city like Mumbai or Pune, and you know that traffic is going to take a lot of your time, opt for the transportation services available, like the metro, or hop on a cycle and do your daily course. It will help you not only save your time but help you save on your petrol expenditures as well, right? Minute tweaking of your work flow. Or if you are going to your office in your own car, maybe carpooling is also one of the ways wherein you can save costs, right? uh, See, time is something that you should look into. How much time are you spending on things? Why? Because time is money. It need not necessarily be that with your time you end up only doing things that will help you earn more money. But health, looking after your health, spending good amount of time nourishing yourself, meditating, slowing down your what can I say, your thinking processes. Yeah, because we are constantly on the social media and get affected by the constant news feeds that keep on coming on our mobile screens, correct? So there should be a mechanism, in a way we should just slow that down, and not, that does not affect us as such, correct? So need not necessarily mean that when you manage your time well, you end up working more and earning more, correct? There are other things in life other than making money. Most importantly, looking after your health, and today is World Health Day. So giving importance to one's health should also be on top of your mind, like you give importance to money making, correct? The next important thing is constant improvement. See, there are changes that keep on happening, certain decisions that happen, which need to be implemented in our investment strategies, like the finance bill when it was passed last month with some amendment, the tax on debt investments, or the debt investment options has been done away with, like the long term capital gains tax has been done away with, and you will be charged on your debt investments at your income tax rates. Now this is one of the major decisions that was taken by the finance ministry, which will impact our investment decisions. So being aware about these things that happen around us and how it will impact us, finding your way out of it, changing your investment strategies so that decisions which are taken which will impact you can be accommodated and still your investment goals can be met. So constant improvement is a must. And last but not the least, the thing that I want to emphasize on is engagement of your family members. Why? Because see, your wife or your grown up children, your parents, talk to them, your relatives, your advisor. The more inputs that you get a clearer picture of where you should be going, because one way thinking will limit your scope of looking at things. If you get 10 different suggestions, the decision making process will have that much information that you need to take the right decision. So engagement of the family members in investment decisions is a must. So I hope you found this video interesting and you will implement these uh, strategies, cost saving strategies in your daily lives. And like the Toyota way, you will also find your way to achieve your investment goals. I hope you have liked my video. If so, please subscribe to my channel and share the video to reach as many people as possible. Have a happy weekend. See you on Monday.